Hello and welcome to the special broadcast on the UEFA Euro 2024 football tournament. It has been started with Germany thrashing Scotland and as many as 24 top European teams split into 6 groups of 4 each, vying for the continental trophy. Defending champions Italy are placed in a tough Group B alongside 3-time winners Spain and 2018 FIFA World Cup finalists Croatia. In the next half hour, we will analyze the title contenders, players to watch out and dark horses of the tournament. So let's get started. Club football, it's over. Put it out of your mind, at least for the next 6 weeks. Summer international soccer season, and that is formally started on Saturday when Germany thrashed Scotland in the tournament opener. The 17th edition of the European Championship is underway in 10 cities across Germany. Here are the favourites to lift the trophy.
The 2024 UEFA European Championship kicks off on Friday night when Germany plays Scotland in Munich. The tournament will conclude with the final in Berlin on Sunday, July 14. Germany, the Euro 2024 host nation, is on a short list of legitimate contenders to win the competition, which determines the continental national team champion of Europe. These are the top 5 favourites for UEFA Euro 2024. England are experienced campaigners at the European Championship and have played in 38 total tournament matches. Success has so far eluded them, though, and no team has played as many games as them without ever winning the event. England came tantalizingly close to winning its first major tournament since the 1966 World Cup in 2021, but lost in the Euro final in its home stadium of Wembley in penalty kicks to Italy. England's 2022 World Cup ended in a 2-1 loss to eventual runner-up France, fresh off a UEFA Champions League win over Real Madrid. Midfielder Jude Bellingham is a star for England and could be the catalyst for European glory this summer.
Well done, guys.
France. The 2018 World Cup winners and 2022 World Cup runner-up boast a loaded roster. Anybody who has followed the game already knows about Kylian Mbappe, but this is a big summer in the 25-year-old forward's career, both for his club and national team careers. In addition to leaving Paris Saint-Germain for Real Madrid, this also is the first major tournament for Mbappe as captain of the French team. Germany is getting the host country boost here. A decade removed from its 2014 World Cup triumph, Germany has not come close to reaching those heights in either the Euros or World Cup since. Germany has failed to advance past the group stage in the last 2 World Cups. After reaching the semi-final of the 2016 Euro, Germany was ousted in the round of 16 by England in 2021. The last time Germany won the Euro was 1996. Still, Germany continued to possess a talented roster of players who are key contributors for some of Europe's top clubs. Spain. The glory days of Spain's 2008 Euro, 2010 World Cup and 2012 Euro title run are a fading memory, and most of the players from that era have retired. However, a new generation is looking to bring Spain back to the top, the most notable being 16-year-old Lamine Yamal, who plays at FC Barcelona, was fast-tracked to the national team and will be the youngest player at Euro 2024. The 21-year-old Pedri already is a veteran of 2 major tournaments. Sports Desk, TD India.
And in the tournament opener, Germany thrashed Scotland 5-1 in their Euro 2020 opening match, the host nation scoring 3 goals in the first half. The Germans scored through Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala and Kai Havertz's penalty before Niklas Füllkrug and the American added 2 more late goals in the second half. Scotland got on the score sheet in the 87th minute. The host nation hunts for a record 4th European title and first major trophy after a decade. Germany next face Hungary on Wednesday before taking on Switzerland in their final Group A match.
I think to have a good start into a tournament is always important, and we wanted to win, yeah, we did it. I think we played quite a good football also. Can be happy, but obviously it was just a first step. Still two very important games to come in the group stages, and we want to win them as well.
If you see the last years, it's very important for us. Now it's very important to have confidence to go on like this. We had a very good dynamic, we had a very good intensity, and we played, in my opinion, a very, very good game. And yeah, hopefully we go on like that and score a lot of goals like today.
And joining us today to analyze the excitement and drama of the Euro 2024 drama is Oli Bharat from London, who is tracking the European football. And Oli, a very warm welcome. And the mega tournament of the Europe, that is Euro 2024, has been started. So if we talk about the first match, given Germany's strong start to the tournament, do you think they have regained their lost form and the confidence?
Well, certainly coming into the tournament, German fans, I think, were having mixed views about how competitive Germany would be in the tournament because of, as you suggest, some poor form at times in recent years, and also some poor showings in major tournaments in recent years as well. And so that convincing, confident win against Scotland, the scoring of those goals, the midfield with Musiala looking particularly strong as well, I think will have given German fans a bit of a boost as the tournament got underway. And quite a lot of German supporters have been saying that it was such an enthusiastic start from the German side, a confident start and a competent start, that they now have slightly more confidence looking towards the rest of the tournament. Of course, Scotland, I think it's fair to say, were pretty awful in that first game, and so it wasn't necessarily the strongest test that the German side have ever had, or indeed will have, if they are to progress in the tournament. But certainly that German convincing win, adding some momentum, some enthusiasm to the German supporters as they get ready to host the rest of the tournament.
Definitely, as you mentioned, a strong start for the German team, and it will act as a morale booster for them also. Talking about the, on paper, if you talk about England team, appears to be the most balanced team of this tournament, with players like Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish. So how does the current England team differs from the previous squad, and what makes them a strong title contender this time?
Yeah, well, you mentioned one player there, Jack Grealish, who's actually not in the squad. He won't be in Germany at all. You mentioned the balance of the squad. Actually, what a lot of England fans are saying is that they don't think that this is a very balanced squad because of issues in defence. Yes, they have huge talent in midfield and in the attacking areas of the pitch, but there are some issues in defence because of injuries. So Harry Maguire, for example, not coming to the tournament because of injury. He has had a successful partnership in defence for England with John Stones at major tournaments, going back several tournaments now. He won't be around, and so what that means is you're likely to have a player like Mark Guehi partnering John Stones in defence. There are good defenders in England's side, but not many in the central part of the pitch who have much experience when it comes to playing alongside John Stones. You also look at the left back position. It looks like Kieran Trippier will have to play there at the start of the tournament. He is, of course, a right-footed player. Luke Shaw is at the tournament but has been injured for a long time, hasn't played much football this season, and therefore would be a risk at any time that he is brought into the team. You do have Kyle Walker at right back, who many people think is the best right back in the world, but as I say, there are concerns among England fans about their defence, and that therefore leads to some mixed views on how far England can go in this tournament. Now, back to what you were saying about the midfielders and the talent in that part of the pitch. Yes, Jude Bellingham, the best player in La Liga this year. Phil Foden winning awards for being the best player in the Premier League this year. There's Declan Rice, who mounted a title challenge with Arsenal. You have Harry Kane, who was banging in goals in the German Bundesliga as well. So there is a huge talent, huge potential in the attacking parts of the pitch. But as I say, there are some concerns about England's defence.
Yeah, we can say that a strong attacking lineup for this English team having Harry Kane, Phil Foden and many more. If you talk about Germany, demonstrated their strength with standout performance from the London-raised Jamal Musiala and the in-form Florian Wirtz in their rout of Scotland, while Kroos controlled the game. Do we see the Germany challenging England and other top teams in the tournament when it will progress?
Well, as we were saying earlier, I think German fans haven't had a huge amount of hope for going very deep in the competition, but that hope has been boosted by that performance in the first game. Musiala, I think the star of the show for many people, as you say, London raised, came through the Chelsea academy, and I think Chelsea will have been watching that game and wishing that they hadn't let him get away, but also the England setup would have been watching that match and wishing that Jamal Musiala may have chosen England, because he could qualify to play for the English as well as the Germans, but he's obviously chosen Germany for his international career, and as I say, many people thought he was the star of the show in that first game, and if he continues to play like that, and if Kai Havertz continues to play well up front, and if they continue to score goals, then perhaps they are in with a chance of going a bit further in the tournament than even they were expecting themselves.
True, they have this challenge, but the thing is that they need to continue the winning momentum, but as they will progress ahead in the tournament, tough teams will come in the knockouts. But if you talk about Group B, dubbed as the group of death, includes Spain, Croatia and Italy, does Spain's new generations, especially they have the kind of player like Pedri, this young generation have the potential to revive the glory days of their national team?
It certainly has the potential to do so, and as you say, there are a series of very exciting teenagers in the Spanish squad, and clearly a huge amount of talent. It is a difficult group to get out of, but at the same time, the Croatian team, I think many people feel, has potentially hit its peak already, but they're always difficult to get past in a major tournament. Italy, always very difficult to predict how good they will be, and therefore how difficult it will be for Spain to get out of this group against those two sides in particular. But even Albania in that group are considered by some to be potential dark horses with some talented players as well. But Spain do have the ability to put a huge amount of passes together, to potentially dominate possession. As ever heading into a tournament, one of the real questions will be whether they can score the goals they need to go with the amount of possession that they will have. But you look at some of the youngsters coming through at Barcelona in particular, and Spanish fans do go into this tournament, I think, with some confidence that they can make a mark on it.
To this, we can say that, as you mentioned, that Albania too can have it's a good team also. But talking about the most tough team in this tournament, one of the team, Doordarshan's French team, features the stars like Mbappe, Oliver Giroud and Kamiwanga. So what are your expectations from this French squad in the tournament, considering the fact in the World Cup they were the finalists and lost a tough match against Argentina?
I think everyone expects France to do well, again, partly because of the squad that they have. As you mentioned some of the players there. What a lot of people are saying about France is they have huge strength in depth, so their bench will always have very strong options to bring onto the pitch. People often talk about France being able to put out two very competitive first 11s if they were able to do so, such is the strength in depth in that squad. Kylian Mbappe, clearly the international superstar, moving to Real Madrid after the tournament, and many people will be looking to him to see if he's going to be a potential contender for the Golden Boot. But there's also just their pedigree in major tournaments recently, which leads many people to believe that they are strong, one of the strong favourites for the tournament. But it's not an easy group with Poland, Austria, who've been playing well under Rangnick, the manager, and the Netherlands as well, which many people are looking at and thinking is actually a very talented squad. So not easy for France. The other thing you have to say about France is that you can never quite tell which side, which team, which squad and their mentality is going to turn up for a major tournament. There have been regular examples over the years of the French really combusting in some way when they get to the tournament itself. There have also been, of course, lots of examples recently of them winning tournaments too and going very far and doing very well. But there's always that air of unpredictability about France and how they'll handle themselves when they get to the tournament.
So there are many strong teams in this tournament like England, France, and we can say that Spain too can challenge these teams. Only now we are going to another guest here, Ravikant. Ravikant, a very warm welcome, and the Euro has been started. So if we talk about this tournament, there are many strong teams like France, Germany is there, Spain is there, and England looking the most balanced team of this tournament. Ravi, these are the favorites, but which teams do you consider the dark horses of the Euro 2024?
The dark horses usually come from the eastern side, and I would say Croatia is one of them, because they have that kind of team which can surprise. If your team can reach successive World Cup semi-finals, then you can realize how strong. England, on the other hand, have never won the Euro, so that shows that how difficult it is to win the Euro Championship in its own. Because even in the World Cup, half the sides that participate come from Europe. So in that kind of a scenario, England have won the World Cup once when they hosted it. Euro, they've hosted it on many occasions, but never won it. Now, that is where the pedigree, the winning psyche of Germany, Spain, Italy, that comes in very, very strongly.
True, as you mentioned that if you talk about the teams like Netherlands, they too always, we can say that even in the World Cup, they always played good football, but they never converted that talent, that performance into the trophies. Do you believe under Virgil van Dijk, the kind of performance in the recently these players have showed, they can do something, we can say, miracle in this tournament?
Well, the Dutch do need a miracle, because some of the best teams that the Dutch have put out were in the early 70s, when you had people like Johan Cruyff. But when they could not win the Euro then, it is not, the type of football the Dutch are playing may look attractive, but it may not be enough to win them the title. That is the problem with the Dutch. They play good football, they play attractive football, but the winning spirit, that final winning spirit, that is lacking for the Dutch. That's what I feel.
So the final winning thing that is lacking for the Dutch team. Only talking about the England team, especially we talk about the Jude Bellingham, the performance he delivered for the Real Madrid last season. He won Champions League, La Liga, and also he won awards, the La Liga Player of the Year award, also the Laureus Breakthrough Year award. So do you think that this player can make difference for England?
Absolutely, he would make the difference for any side, I think. If there is a concern about Jude Bellingham, it's only really that he's played so much football this year, and some onlookers have suggested that towards the end of the season he was beginning to look a bit tired, and having played dozens and dozens of matches at such a high standard. But at the beginning of the season for Real Madrid, he really was the catalyst for that side in many ways, on the very good run that they went on with goals and assists, and just pulling the team forward at times and dominating matches. So England will hope he can do similar in this tournament. As I say, hopefully from an England fan's perspective, he's had a bit of a rest between the end of the season and the tournament beginning, so that he's refueled and ready to go. But he is the type of player that doesn't seem to be cowed by anything, not the pressure, not the responsibility that's being put on his shoulders, not the way he's being talked about in terms of how much of an impact he can have at Euro 2024. So many England fans absolutely are looking to Jude Bellingham to make a huge impact for the team in this tournament.
True. He's the hot property right now. Only if we talk about the veterans of the game like Ronaldo and Luka Modric. One is 39 years old and Modric is 38-year-old. At this point of their career, how can they, we can say, that change things? How can they do different for their team, and so that they can also we can say that come in the role of a mentor?
Yeah, sure, that's important in international squads, and Luka Modric hasn't played as much for Real Madrid this season as he did last season. That's no surprise, but when he's come onto the pitch, he's always been at a high standard, and he's performed superbly for Croatia at repeated international tournaments, and you get the impression he's probably got one more in him. When it comes to Ronaldo, it'll be interesting because Portugal have such strength in their squad. So many talented players who play at a high level in Europe and elsewhere, that many people actually have Portugal down as favourites for the tournament. What Ronaldo can bring, you would expect, as he has done throughout his career, is goals. Now, he won't necessarily always start every single game. He may come off the bench at times. When he's on the pitch, Portugal may have to play a slightly different game to when he's off the pitch. He's not the young, hungry, pressing player that he used to be. He's more of a goal-scoring machine rather than someone who plays in the way that Portugal would play when he's not on the pitch. So that's just an interesting balance for the Portugal manager to keep an eye on, and for us all watching to keep an eye on. But you have to assume that Luka Modric and Ronaldo will make an impact at some point in the tournament, because their records suggest they almost always do.
Definitely, we are hoping that the kind of talent they are towards the fag end of their career, but with their experience and with their expertise, they can make a difference for their respective. Thanks, Oli, for joining us and giving a in-depth analysis of the Euro 2024 football tournament. Now, coming back to Ravi. Ravi, if we talk about this tournament, we know that Euro is a tournament which is very tough, considering the fact that all the top-notch European teams are playing here. But if we talk about this season, this edition of the Euro, who are the players you are watching out for?
There are a whole lot of players all over Europe who are there. But see, Kylian Mbappe is one player from France. The way he has performed in the entire season, that makes him stand out. Now, you were talking about Cristiano Ronaldo. He is not playing at the same level as the Euro is played. He is playing in Saudi Arabia. Now, the level of football in Asia, unfortunately, is just not anywhere close to the European levels. So, he's not used to it. And as Oli quite rightly mentioned, he may not be starting the games. He may come in for the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Same with Modric. He is not playing top level anymore. He will come in as a substitute as and when Croatia need him. But these are the players who will still attract. They are the names that bring in the crowds. People come in to watch. People switch on the TV sets to watch them. And that is why the big names are important even in this kind of a tournament.
So definitely, as you mentioned, that these players can make a difference, especially with the experience they have under their belt. We are hoping that the kind of football they have played for their clubs, the players like Jude Bellingham and other players, especially the Pedri for the Spain and many more names, definitely they will translate their club performance here for their country also. Thanks, Ravi, for joining us and giving a fantastic analysis of the Euro 2024 football tournament. Thanks a lot. And the high-profile players and the breakout stars from the best leagues in the world are competing in the month-long Union of European Football Association, that is UEFA Championship, in short UEFA Euro 2024 football tournament. Here is a look at the top players to watch during the mega tournament. Jude Bellingham, England. Jude Bellingham's stunning debut season at the Spanish mega club Real Madrid has rapidly turned the attacking English midfielder into one of the hottest commodities in the European football. Bellingham took the Spanish giants by storm with 18 league goals in 2023-24 season, helping Real Madrid win La Liga title and win the Champions League final. Apart from his impressive stats, the 20-year-old's leadership qualities and winning mentality have earned him the status of a hero among the Bernabeu faithful. Bellingham will be keen to build on his spectacular club performance and could be X-factor in England's Euro 2024 campaign as they look to claim a maiden European nations title. Xavi Simons, Netherlands. Xavi Simons is the product of Barcelona's La Masia academy, and his game boasts admirable traits of total football, a tactical system common in Dutch and Spanish football in which any outfield player can take over the role of any other player, allowing the 21-year-old to impact the game from a multitude of positions. At RB Leipzig, Simons operated on both wings and also as an attacking midfielder, carrying the ball around, maximizing possession and creating goal-scoring opportunities for his teammates. If given the game time and attacking liberty by manager Ronald Koeman, Simons can be a standout player for Netherlands. Kevin De Bruyne. Playmaker Kevin De Bruyne was the midfield maestro behind Man City's victorious 2023-24 English Premier League title charge, orchestrating the Sky Blues' charge to their fourth straight EPL title. The Belgian was almost unstoppable in the second half of the season for City and is on form at the right time with Euro 2024 beginning mid-June. Belgium will hope De Bruyne is fit and fighting for the Euros, where they could benefit from his experience in a new-look squad that is hoping to improve on team's quarter-final appearances at Euro 2016 and Euro 2020. Lamine Yamal, Spain. At just 16-year-old, Lamine Yamal already has set a list of extraordinary records in his young career. Youngest scorer for Barcelona, youngest scorer in La Liga history, and youngest scorer for the Spanish national team. The Spanish wonderkid's explosive nature on the wings and the unique ability to find the back of the net makes him one of the best options the national team will have in attack at the Euro 2024 in Germany. Euro 2024 may turn out to be a global coming out party for the player many believe is one of the greatest 16-year-old prospect to ever play the game. Kylian Mbappe, France. Known for his mesmerizing dribbling, speed and clinical finishing, Kylian Mbappe has been one of the premier players on an awesome France national team in recent years. The 25-year-old, who will wear the captain's armband at the Euros, heads into the tournament on the back of a terrific final season with Paris Saint-Germain, scoring a whopping 44 goals in all competitions. Mbappe has signed on to play for Real Madrid next season. With Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo now in the twilight of their illustrious careers, Euro 2024 represents the ideal platform for Mbappe to signal to the global footballing community that is ready to be crowned the world's greatest player. Narayan Singh support for DD India. Broadcasts Cup of Joy on UEFA Euro 2024 football tournament. We hope you enjoyed it. Join us every week as we bring you the pulse of the sports world. Until then, stay healthy and keep cheering your favorite athletes and teams. Namaskar.